Invasion Vengeance was released on November 4th, 2016. This set radically shifted the competitive landscape, introducing both powerful archetype-specific cards as well as standalone generic cards that would become ubiquitous across multiple strategies.
In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
As I mentioned last episode, the top cut of YCS Anaheim was dominated by two decks in particular, ABC Dragonbuster and Magispector Metalfoes. That's not to say there weren't other things in the top 32. Included were copies of Paleozoic Frog, Awesome Hero, and one copy of what you see in front of you, Darklord. I can't think of a deck that had more hype going into release than this one. The Darklords got a whole new wave of support, and unfortunately, just were not able to consistently crack into metagame dominance. Darklord had an unbelievable amount of hype at the release of their new wave of support, including cards like Darklord Ixchel, which allow you to draw 2 cards and put Darklord cards from your hand into the graveyard, Darklords Amdusk and Nastin, which were all basically the same card, mechanisms by which you could activate powerful Darklord spells and traps over and over again, Darklord Banishment and Darklord Contact, a Rhoda and Reborn respectively, and even powerful control traps. Add to that an unbelievable consistency in Allure of Darkness, Trade-In, and the ability to spam the board with cards like Darklord Superbia, and it's hard to see how this deck could possibly flop. After a decent showing at Anaheim, it functionally falls off the map. How could this have happened, you may be asking? Well, there's a number of reasons. Firstly, the Darklords are all different levels, and at this time the only way you can build a board is unfortunately by going into the extra deck and making an Xyz. No links yet. Secondly, while the deck is consistent, it's exceptionally one-note. It has the ability to search cards with Banishment of the Darklords, giving it unrivaled consistency, reborn them with Darklord Contact, and, well, that's about it. You can interrupt your opponent with Darklord Enchantment and Darklord Rebellion, but they'll likely know you have them, and at the end of the day, it's a 2-for-1 from your opponent's perspective, and a trap card that's sort of Snatch Steal. Don't get me wrong, those are good effects, but they're not going to beat something like ABC Dragonbuster with any sort of relative consistency. And finally, the deck was just a little too cheesy. Many individuals would make up the gap in playables between this deck and others with cards like Vanity's Fiend, which would dead tons of cards in the opponent's strategy. It makes sense. This deck, more than almost any in this format, has the ability to find very powerful one-ofs in the deck by way of draw spells like Allure of Darkness, Trade-In, and very, very powerful consistency options. That said, if Vanity's Fiend Turbo was any good, then you probably would see people playing Mausoleum of the Emperor. In reality, this strategy is just not particularly strong in a format where people can consistently find cards like Raigeki or Dark Hole. Despite all of this, you would expect to see Darklord relatively well represented, at least at the regional level, but it wasn't. And that's because Darklord had one final problem: its price. Like Infernoid several formats back, it's a decent deck, but these cards were unbelievably expensive. The hype surrounding cards like Ixchel put them in the $80 price range at release. And do you really want to spend quadruple digits for the 9th best deck in the format? Way less theory and way less brewing went into decks like this than I think they probably deserved. But at the end of the day, can you blame people for not wanting to play Vanity's Fiend Turbo at events? We're playing Darklord Amdusk, which, like most of the Darklords, can target a Darklord spell trap in your graveyard, apply that target's effect, and then shuffle it back into the deck. 3 Darklord Ixchel, which can discard itself and a Darklord card to draw 2 cards once per turn. 3 Darklord Nastin, which can be special summoned from the hand by discarding 2 other Darklord cards. 3 Darklord Superbia, which does not have the spell trap cycle effect, and when special summoned from the graveyard can target a fairy and special summon that target. 3 Darklord Zerato. This is an 8-star monster with Darklord in its name, and not much else. Theoretically, you can send a dark monster from your hand to the graveyard to destroy all monsters your opponent controls, but in practice, usually if you are able to get your turn passed back to you in a position where you can actually do Darklord combos, you're winning anyway. Realistically, he's just a body. 2 copies of Gamciel the Sea Turtle Kaiju, and 3 of the true WinCon Vanity's Fiend. We're on 3 Allure of Darkness, 3 Banishment of the Darklords, which adds a Darklord card from your deck to your hand, 3 Darklord Contact, which specials a Darklord from the graveyard, 3 Pot of Desires, 1 Soul Charge, triple Trade-In, 1 Twin Twister, 1 Upstart Goblin, 1 Darklord enchantment, sort of Snatch Steal, 2 Darklord Rebellion, send Darklord monster from your hand or face of field to the graveyard to destroy a card on the field. It's like Icarus Attack, but you're the one being attacked. And 1 copy of Vanity's Emptiness. In the side, we've got DD Crow, Triple Denko Sekka, 1 Lava Golem, Double Maxi, Raigeki, System Down, Twin Twister, and Anti-Spell Fragrance. In the extra, we've got a lot of 8s, some 7s as well, but in reality, it's unlikely we're going to be able to make any of these. Again, these monsters are mostly different levels, with the exception of the 8 Superbia and the 8 Zerato. So with that, let me send you over to Alex.
How does he do it? How does he convince me to play this deck again when he's playing one of the most boring decks imaginable, which is something that I would probably play, to be honest, just to be able to get free wins in this series? This is going to go extremely poorly. I'm not looking forward to this. So, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Atlantean, well, it's basically always been Atlantean. This is Awesome Mermail, courtesy of Totally Awesome. Last episode, we featured a different Totally Awesome deck in Joseph's Toad Hero deck, or Awesome Hero, if you will. And this time we're doing Awesome Mermail. 2 episodes ago, we featured Paleozoic, which is like the obvious go-to to be able to play a deck like Totally Awesome. But this time around, we're going to be showing off one of the other rogue contenders at the time because, again, this is a water-focused deck, and you have easy access to Bahamut Shark, maybe even easier than like any of the other strategies altogether, except for maybe Frogs, just because like they're already level 2. But being able to access Bahamut Shark to go into Toad gives this deck a very resilient play and actually can put up some disruption instead of just being this glass cannon going second deck. At the same time, however, this version of the deck, which was from YCS Anaheim, I believe in November of 2016, was a going second variant of the deck. So although you can go first with this deck now, I'm going to be playing this deck as the pilot intended for it to be by blinding second, even if I win the die roll, because the aggressiveness that this deck has to be able to OTK and break boards cannot be understated. So let's do the card by card. We have an Aqua Spirit in here just because it's a way for us to get another 4 onto the field to go into the Shark to get to the Toad. So this was something that became more and more common as that happened. We have 2 copies of Dragoon. Still think this card's at 2, otherwise you would just play 3 because this card's crazy. Double Heavy Infantry, double Marksman, a Diva, triple Gamma Seal. Gamma Seal's nice because, think, in a format with like ABC and the like and things that you just need to tribute over so they don't have a chance to activate their effect, Gamma Seal's actually crazy for breaking boards in that regard. You can easily pop it with something like Heavy Infantry. Double Maxi, because of course we're going second. 1 gun, triple copies of Megalo, 1 Pike. We start slimming down on some of the other Mermails because they are normal summons and we want to commit to Neptibus most of the time, but they're nice for utility, so that's why you may see only 1 of each of these. Triple Teus, because this one's so crazy because we special summon it. 1 Turge, 1 Mulan Glacia, and triple Neptibus. And that's it for the monsters. The spells, we have 1 Mizuchi, the only target for Megalo, 1 Dark Hole, triple Instant Fusion because we can go into Norden, which gets us into any of our waters, which allows us to go to Bahamut Shark, which allows us to go to Toad. Triple Moray of Greed. This is an interesting card that didn't really see a ton of play initially in decks like this, but I kind of like it because every card in your deck sans Max C as a water. If your hand is looking a little bit weird depending on like what you open, you have the possibility to see 3 new cards. Like maybe you hit into a Twin Twister or like a Dark Hole or a Raigeki. The fact that you get to draw 3 new cards, and it's not like you're getting waters, I mean, you're likely to get them, but you can resculpt your hand in a way that actually sort of acts as like a pseudo mulligan without really losing you card economy. The only issue is if you draw like multiple of this, it can be kind of bricky, but honestly, I kind of like it, and hopefully we get to see it come up. We have 1 for 1 because it's crazy because it gets to Neptibus, Raigeki to pair with the Dark Hole, 1 Soul Charge. I think this card is limited, double Twin Twister, and an Upstart Goblin for consistency. The extra deck consists of 1 copy of Norden to go for our instant fusions. A lot of synchros, actually. We have a Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, a Coral Dragon, Crystron Quandax, a Leo the Keeper of the Sacred Tree, Tatsunoko, and Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier. We do have like a couple tuners in here. I mean, like Diva's a tuner and stuff, so like maybe we can access these, especially with like Norden and stuff. It's not like unrealistic to think that. And then for the Xyz, we have Dweller, we have Armored Kappa, Bahamut Shark, Mecha Phantom Beast, Draco Sack, because we do have a lot of 7s. Same thing goes for Gaios, a Honor Arc, and 2 copies of Toad, because we could possibly summon 2 off of 1 Shark. And then for the side deck, double DD Crow, double Flying Sea, a Chalice, double System Down, the 3rd Twin Twister. And if we want to go first, which depending on the way things go, maybe we will actually opt to, we can bring in triple Anti-Spell, triple Strike, and a Vanity's Emptiness to sort of wall up. But the problem is, the more trap cards we put in, the less combo pieces we have, and then it might be an issue and we can brick. So like that's the one of the reasons you don't want to necessarily do that, but and depending on the matchup, it may be necessary. So we'll see. Guys, I can't wait to show you guys this deck off for maybe the final time, because honestly, this is sort of this deck's last hurrah. There are other times where it does show up throughout Yu-Gi-Oh, but this may be maybe one of the last times that it actually tops an event. But Joseph... Well, Joseph, here we are again. Don't know why I'm convinced myself, or rather you convinced me to play Mermail for like the 900th time, considering how well it always goes when I play this deck. Thankfully, you're giving me a throw here by playing one of the worst decks ever made, and I know I'm going to get yelled at in the comments.
I was going to say, oh, well, I have to play Toad Mermaid while you're on Tier 0 Super Threat Darklord.
We'll see. This is, Darklord's like one of those weird decks that I just remember, like, it would just randomly top, and, like, people would just think, like, you read some of the Darklord cards, and you're like, holy shit, this deck is, like, the craziest thing I've ever seen. And then it never converted. It just never converted.
One of the greatest YouTube combo decks of all time. I mean, you were really drawing a lot of cards with this one.
For sure. Let's go and jump the patron. Josh Andrews, thank you for the support. Let's see if I can get out of this shirt of shame for once. Buddy, you got the hand up?
I do.
I rolled a 6, the number of misplays I'm going to make playing this deck, I hope.
I have 8 fingers up for obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons. Lots of level 8s in the Darklord deck. Hopefully you don't draw many copies of Ixchel. I will go second. And I know everyone in the comments is going to yell at me. Everyone's going to yell at me, but if you watch the deck profile from the exact version of this deck that I'm playing, he was blinding second this whole event. So go ahead, get your kicks in. That's how it is. Good luck, buddy. Enjoy going first.
Yeah, good luck to you. Allure of Darkness.
Sure. I'm going to go ahead and just... I'm just going to go to the bathroom, right? Because you're going to draw, like, your whole deck.
Oh, I would say that you are going to shit for sure. We'll banish... Darklord Serato.
Yeah, it's Phantom Darkness format all over again, baby. Let's go.
Let's go Ixchel. I'm gonna discard it, and this is gonna really knock your socks off here. Ixchel.
Oh, shocker. Actually, I'm kind of surprised you're dumping multiple, but we'll see.
Well, it's a once per turn, so it's not that big of a deal. We'll go Banishment of the Darklords.
It just allows you to add. Yeah, that's fine.
We'll grab Darklord Contact.
The fact it's any card is crazy.
Darklord Contact. We're going to grab Ixchel.
Well, Maxi here.
Fuck off! All right, well, that really puts a damper on my freaking turn, Lois.
Good, I bet it does.
Okay, let's go Ixchel effect here. We'll pay 1,000. Let's put back Banishment. I don't know. We'll get Darklord Rebellion.
Sure.
Damn it, dog. I have some really cool plays that
I bet you do. I bet you do. Isn't that unfortunate?
Yeah, all right. Let's go Pot of Desires. Okay. Man, what does Maxi add even?
I think it's at 2.
Yeah. Oh, this hand is... Dog, this hand is so sick.
Oh, boo-hoo. I can't combo off unimpeded. Oh, poor Joseph.
You're going to get impeded is what you're going to get. You're going to get mega impeded.
I will let you know right now, my hand kind of blows unless I like draw an amazing card.
I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to give you one more. We're going to summon Nastin.
Okay.
Nasty Nastin.
We're going to get Nastin over here. Sure.
Right, set 2. And I just made Nastin so I could tribute summon Vanity's Fiend. Go.
Fuck! I'm so dead. Oh my god. Okay. Banishment is tribute a Darklord to pop a card, right?
I don't know.
You have it. I know you have it.
All right. I can't bluff that. Send a Darklord monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Take control of a monster your opponent controls till the end phase.
That's what it is? I thought it just pops a card.
No, you're thinking of the other one. It's Darklord, the one from Duel Links. Darklord Bumbless.
Jesus Christ. All right. We'll go Upstart Goblin. Fucking Vanities. Really?
You're giving me so many life points here.
I'm just paying for the Ixchel. I mean, you should be happy.
For sure.
I think I'm just dead. I actually just think everything in my hand requires special summoning. Moray.
Oh, wait. That's pretty good. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I'm going to put back Gamma Seal and Dragoon.
That'd be a really great card if I wasn't playing Vanities.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't it be? Okay. There are cards in here that do it. And that does not do it. Holy crap. I'll set 1 and pass.
Absolutely. If you think I care about that set card, you're out of your mind. Oh my god. Okay, combat.
Was this 49? Yeah, I'll take it.
I'd really like to put the screws on you with Darklord Contact, but Vanity's Fiend is reciprocal. Back to you.
He's complaining.
I know.
Okay. We might be able to do it.
Right.
We might be able to. I was kind of bashing Moray of Greed, but this might be exactly why they're playing it. Ryza, I don't ask you for much. Maybe I need to pray to Mobius, actually. We're playing the water deck. Mobius, I don't invoke thee very often.
No, you don't.
Please, please. I am begging you. I know there are cards in this deck that can get me out of this. Okay. I'm not technically dead here.
You know the worst part? You are not.
I am technically not dead here.
God, another great card that I just... All right, I'm going to get greedy. I'm going to tribute Vanity's Fiend for Omdusk.
This is bad. Yep.
Omdusk.
Sure.
We'll target Contact.
Okay.
We'll get out Ixchel.
Okay.
Rebellion. Boop.
Sure. This is the card I thought you had. No, take control, my ass.
I guess Ixchel Contact.
Sure, I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm fucking dead. Oh my god. So, about going second, huh? That went well. It went well against the Vanity's Fiend Turbo deck.
Listen, okay, now you know how I feel when you show up to Jank with Mausoleum of the Emperor. This is.
I guess honestly, I probably deserve it. I probably deserve it. All right, we're gonna change tactics here. I'm going first.
Oh no! Come on, man. Let me talk you out of this.
This is how we beat this deck. This is how.
Oh, this hand isn't looking great.
This is why you don't go first with this deck.
I don't know if you. Okay. Okay. Anything in standby?
Yes.
All right. Twin Twister.
Fuck! Come on! How come you get it?
Let's do anti-spell and this one.
It's fucking strike too.
That's
Unbelievable.
fine. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. I don't. So here's the problem: is
Pass.
it's possible. Well, I mean, so every Darklord hand is the same, right? It's like all trade-ins and allures and fucking Ixchels and shit, and you just
Yep.
gotta put the pedal to the metal, baby. So we are gonna do that. Let's begin with trade-in. Okay. Allure of Darkness.
That's fine. I do love that this deck, every card is just draw two.
Come on, man. Not like this.
Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
You know, I actually... This is so wrong. I think I actually do not banish Vanity's Fiend. I'm going to banish...
Okay.
I'm going to banish Ixchel.
Wow.
So
okay.
bad. I'm going to cry. Soul Charge.
Oh my fucking god. For both?
Yeah. You know, theoretically, I could just get Super Bia and then bring back Nastin, but I don't want to lose to, like, Solemn Strike or something.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Anything here?
Nope.
I don't have anything for Super Bia. I don't know, man. It's fucking... Let's go, baby.
Yep.
Battle. Psych. Go ahead.
Draw. I have this thing.
Oh, no, you cheesy little man. Oh, you cheesy little man.
Especially when you didn't hit it with Twin, that made me even more nervous. Okay. The sad part is, I think I just have to pass.
Oh, Jesus. Stand by me.
Yep.
All right, Allure.
This is not good. Yep.
I think it's all right. Oh, fucking shit. Oh, God. Okay. We're going to banish Darklord Zerato.
Okay, you didn't want him anyway.
Go ahead.
Draw. Oh my god. There's hope. Activate.
Yeah, that's...
Slightly awkward, I'm not going to lie to you.
How could it possibly
For
be
reasons
awkward?
you're about to find out. I'm going to send Dragoons.
Yeah, of course.
I will not be adding Dragoons. I will be adding Marksman.
Was a hand all fucking Dragoons?
Dragoons effect.
Yeah.
I've already normaled. What do I want here? Any Sea Serpent. He might just be fine regardless. We'll get Moulin. Sure.
Wow, I really don't like hearing that.
Megalo, pitch, Marksman, Dragoons.
Yeah.
We're going to go Marksman 1, pop the back row, Dragoon 2, Megalo 3.
All right. It's fucking annoying. The set card is Rebellion. We're going to target Megalo and pitch Nastin.
Sure. So Megalo dies. We resolve the chain. What can we get here? I think we only have one target, and we do. So Megalo has to get Mizuchi. With our Dragoons, we will grab... Well, it gets a lot shittier when you don't have as many options. I guess I'll just get Diva for next turn. We'll hit for 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm 1 off of Moulin, so I
I've
can't
noticed.
really do much there. Yeah, go ahead.
we have some draws to do it. Oh, and we're gonna find a baby. Let's go.
Fuck. Yep.
All right, come on. We're looking
This man
for...
is getting everything in the world.
Okay, so I'll just let you know. We have banished 2 banishment of the Dark Lords and 1 contact. We need contact more than God itself. Okay. We did get it by way of banishment. Well, now what the hell do we do? Let's go contact
Target.
Nastin.
Bro.
Oh, wait. I hate to do this to you. Contact doesn't target.
Oh, it doesn't! Fuck! Oh my god. Yeah, okay, never mind then.
Whee!
And you have 2 Nastin, so it doesn't, like, change the outcome here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to activate the effect of Nastin targeting contact.
Okay, and since we just looked up that this works, sure, I'll crow
Oh,
it.
you fucking... How could I have known that this was there? All right. Okay, so now we have another problem, and that problem is the rest of my hand is Gamseo. So
Sure.
Would you like which Gamseo would you like?
I would like, I'll take this one, because he's not encroaching in Neptibus's column, so I'll gladly take that one.
I don't really want to give you 5 waters in the graveyard, but the alternative is you activate Neptibus again. But I think that's probably a no-go for me. Just thinking here, just thinking about life and its consequences. We can go like Nastin on your turn, target banishment to grab Ixchel, which is like cool and does nothing. We can Rebellion to remove Moulin Glacia, which gets us out of the battle phase, but it loses us the only card that wins us the game. I mean, this one just ain't going so hot. Go ahead.
We'll draw.
Yeah.
Stand by me.
All good.
It's not terrible.
I've also insulated myself against your Gamciel by giving myself a Gamciel.
You insulated yourself by taking the cards out of your hand, so I can't rip them with Moulin.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
That is all part of the plan. All right, we'll go Diva.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but do what you got to do.
Okay.
Man,
We'll get Neptibus. Anything here?
Yeah, man, what was I worried about? You were going to do this anyway. Let's go for Ixchel here, or a Nastin here, targeting Rebellion.
Okay, you gonna pay 1,000?
Yes. Do you have another crow?
I do not.
Oh,
I wish.
Thank God. Okay. Let's get rid of our Nastin. Good old nasty Nastin. We'll get rid of Neptibus.
Sure. He's gone.
Yeah, and you're off Moulin. Let's go.
I am off Moulin. Yeah. I guess I actually should have sequenced that differently. In all honesty, I should have just dropped it and just like clocked you, because then I think I just basically won the game at that point.
I think you may have basically won the game
I was
anyway.
trying to get too cute. I was trying to get too cute is what it was. Okay. I will just crash these.
No, I'll take 2.
200, bitch.
I mean, that's 1 fewer activation, to be honest.
I guess
Here
it
we go.
matters.
All right,
Yep,
what the
go
fuck
ahead.
am I even looking for? Contact. Pretty much exactly contact. All right, come on. Contact. One time contact.
Why didn't I summon Moulin first? What is wrong with me?
This is a pretty good. This is a good ass draw. All right, you can go ahead, but keep in mind this.
Okay, sure. I think this is a better draw. Instant fusion.
Wrong-o. I activate Maxi.
Oh, I think that's fine.
I
Whatever.
don't think I'm
Norden.
going to be able to use the cards that I draw.
I was about to say, do you even have anything that matters here?
Yeah,
Norden
Norden's
effect.
fine.
Okay, we'll get this.
Dragoons is fine.
We will. I mean, this can't attack. The thing that summons can attack. It can. So the annoying part about this is I actually do not have a rank 4 that kills you.
I mean, I don't know. I think that Bahamut Shark comes pretty goddamn close.
It does, but it's not close enough. It's only 26, and my Diva is 2. If I summon something, it can't 200 off. Oh, you're so fucked. It's over. I will synchro summon my 3 monsters. Leo, Keeper of the Sacred Tree. Run!
This is the literal worst way I've ever lost a game. There's got to be something in here that says, like, it can't be used as synchro material. God damn.
I double checked. It didn't say it.
Oh, yeah, you got it. I mean, or at least you would if I didn't draw Battle Fader. Whee! No, I'm just kidding. Let's go.
I was about to say no shot. No shot. Oh my god.
So
I should have.
bad.
Awful.
Time for another fun game 1.
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. I unfortunately, this may shock you. I do not have many things to sideboard against this.
Oh, wow.
do our darndest.
This hand is really fun. You are actually, you know what? I think you are going to look at this hand in the post game when this is being edited, and you're going to go, Joseph, I just don't understand. How can you play a deck this fun every week? And, you know, we're going to begin with Banishment of the Dark Lords.
Sure, go ahead.
You got like a fucking Droll and Lockbird or something? Because that would really come in handy.
No, I think this is before people realize that card was good. Go ahead.
Ixchel pitching Superbia.
Sure.
I guess all desires. Sure, you got it.
Yeah, free cards.
All right, what do we banish? All our good cards. That wasn't very smart.
Yeah, 3 Vanity's Fiend, preferably.
Oh, no, that was actually fine. Oh, this is definitely wrong to do. Allure of Darkness.
Sure.
It was wrong. Banish Zerato here.
For the 3rd time. Yep.
Allure of Darkness.
Stack yourself.
Oh, okay. Problem solved. Let's go Darklord, contact, target Superbia.
Doesn't target, but that's fine.
Superbia, target Ixchel.
Sure. That targets, but unfortunately there's no crow.
Yeah. Ixchel. We'll go for banishment here. We're going to grab Omdusk.
Okay.
We're going to pitch Enchantment and Omdusk.
Nastin.
For Nastin, yeah. Nasty Nastin. We are going to go... You know, that's funny. I don't think it's very good. So what we need here is an 8-star monster that can detach for free. So we are going to go into...
Hey.
What?
What are you doing over here? Ixchel's a 10, buddy.
How long has she been a 10? That's crazy.
She's been a 10 forever.
I find her to be a 10.
I think a lot of people find her to be a 10.
Okay. Well, that really puts a damper on what I wanted to do. Let's just go contact in that case. Off of Nastin. We'll summon back Omdusk.
We're just getting the whole gang out.
Whole gang's here. Now, Nastin is a 7.
Correct.
You really can't do shit with this deck. It's really annoying.
No, I think that's the point. That's why they're all different levels.
Well, you know. It is what it is.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Love it so much.
All right.
Anything in standby to make my life more miserable than it already is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh! Okay, all right, okay. We got a game on our hands. Okay.
We really have a game on our hands.
Okay, thinking here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything relevant. Yep. You sat there and whined the
GG's, buddy.
You sat
GG's,
there and whined
buddy.
the whole time with Twin Twister Dark Hole in the opener. Oh, man. Yeah, you got it. Walk me through it.
Yeah. Okay. So people who've never seen the combo, I'm probably gonna butcher it, but we'll try
okay,
anyway.
I
So
think
we're
you're
gonna
fine.
Neptibus effect, send Dragoons, add Dragoons. That triggers the other effect of Dragoons. I can get any Moron off of this Dragoons. I already have Marksman, so I don't need to like get that. I actually need to get Megalo, as a matter of fact, because he's kind of relevant for this combo. We had a Sea Serpent. We go Megalo effect. We pitch the 2 dudes in our hand. One of them, which is a Dragoons. We will use that effect, as well as Megalo. Megalo is going to grab the Scale. And Dragoons can grab literally anything. I honestly don't even think it matters at this point. You know what? Just grab Moulin Glacier. Why not? Just because we can. We equip the Scale to the Megalo. We use the Megalo effect to send the Prince to the graveyard so he can attack twice. That triggers the effect of the Neptibus, if we so wish, to be able to bring something back. Just
You know
so
what
we
else you
can
could do?
get more damage
Summon
in.
Moulin Glacier.
I could just summon Moulin. You know what? Fuck it. We're not using the effect. Moulin Glacier. Let's go.
It's
We're
fucking
just getting in
Soul
with it.
Charge. Yeah, you got it. Oh, man.
All right.
Woo! I was thinking the out to Twin Twister Dark Hole was getting the Super Dora on field, but unfortunately the deck is actually not super well equipped to do it. Superbia is an 8 and Zerato is an 8, but
Yeah.
Those are the only ones that share levels. So everyone else is just
Right.
kind of chilling. Yeah, no, I mean, that's the deck, you know? Darklord does that pretty much every game. It is more equipped than any other strategy at this time at seeing sideboard tools like Anti-Spell Fragrance, because it gets maybe 20 cards deep into its deck every single time. More equipped than almost any other deck at putting up stun tools like Vanity's Fiend, but unfortunately it is extremely telegraphed to a degree that decks during this time just could not be. And as a result, in games 2 and 3, you were always facing down dark holes that were meant for decks like ABC, kaijus that were meant for decks like Awesome Hero, board breakers specifically meant to counter like build-a-board style strategies out of Pendulum, and your deck was just not capable of keeping up. I mean, you saw me do the exact same line 3 games in a row, basically. It just lived or died based on the contents of my opponent's hand, and there were enough cards in this format that it was more die than live.
It's interesting, too. I'll get into what I was going to say in a second here, but to finish your point, this is competitive Tribute Stun, right? I mean, we know that the big issue with Tribute Stun in the rogue sense, and this is a rogue deck, don't get me wrong, but this is probably a turbo, more well-equipped version of Tribute Stun, if you will, to take on meta decks, in the sense that it has probably some of the best consistency of any deck like during this time, because between Allure, Trade-In, Ixchel, and just everything else, Desires on top of it as well, and everything in this deck is a 3 of, you're basically always going to get to Vanity's Fiend. And while that's something that, you know, you could struggle with, because then if you can't get to Vanity's Fiend, you have alternate things you can do with this deck, right? I mean, you have Ixchel and Nastin to be able to just recycle giant dudes onto the field and just beat your opponent in that way. And in game 1, you're going up against my deck in particular, which is the point I was trying to make in the beginning, where I am a blind second deck, which most decks during this time were not. Think of the other decks. There's Metal Foes, there's ABC, there's all these decks that want to go first. None of them are playing board-breaking go second cards, with the exception of, like, my deck, right? And so typically, if you're bringing a rogue deck like this to a competitive event, if you stick a Vanity's Fiend, your opponent's not going to have an out to that. They're just going to sit there, stare at it, and just scoop and go to game 2, where then, as the Darklord player, like you mentioned, you're going to have to struggle to be able to come back. My deck does have the tools. Darkhole's a 1 of, Raideki's a 1 of. I had, in the first game, the ability to go Abyss Pike, equip Mizuchi, crash into your Vanity's Fiend, potentially, just because it's 2,400 and could have actually done that. I think you may have had Nastin or Ixchel to possibly stop that, or maybe one of your back row, but at least that was like a line, right? I had options to get there. Not to mention with this deck in particular, Moray of Greed lets me recycle cards and possibly see some new ones, and I did that twice, and it didn't get me there, honestly. But it is interesting to see a deck like this, unfortunately, kind of just distilled down into Vanity's Fiend Turbo, but it's like one of the best Vanity's Fiend Turbo decks, like, during this period you could ever conceivably think of playing. My deck, being Mermail, we didn't really get to see Toad. We had the option to at one point, but this was the other Toad deck of choice for the format, right? Just because the fact that you have easy access to waters, there's several 4s in the form of Pike and Turge and Dragoons, and then Norden, when Instant Fusion's still at 3, you can easily make a Bahamut Shark go into Toad, and now all of a sudden, this deck actually has a formidable game plan going first, although this player opted to still play a blind second strategy, just because Mermail is really proficient at breaking boards, as well as, you know, OTKing the opponent, except when you're staring down a fucking Vanity's Fiend. But point being, that's what the deck was designed to do, and that's how people played it around this time. And yes, you could still do the hand looping stuff with Moulin Glacia, with, like, Abyss Lead and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I think this is where Mermail does tend to excel. Yeah,
this is one of the last really good formats for Mermail, and it's shocking despite the fact that the deck really only existed from, like, I want to say 2013 to, we are now entering, like, the end of 2016. Despite, like, a 3-year time frame of total playability, the archetype really looms large in the psyche of players. And I think it's because it is just a deck that is capable in ways that so few decks are. Just an absolutely fun, every hand plays out differently, options going first and second, big number hit hard strategy. And, you know, looking at games like this where it's able to absolutely dumpster what is supposed to be on paper one of its worst matchups of all time, you really get the sense that it's well remembered for a reason.
I think it's one of the first examples in earlier Yu-Gi-Oh! When it came out in Abyss Rising of, like, modern deck building philosophy, but that's sort of just how the archetype was designed by nature, in that you just throw in like 25 to 30 monsters that all have synergy with one another, and then also a handful of spell cards, and then maybe a trap or two depending on it, right? And we see a lot of that with modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's just how the game is played. And so being one of, like, the first, like, early indicators of the direction that the game starts to shift around that time, it's remarkable how long this deck remains relevant. I even remember, I think, as late as TOS format, Thunder Orcus, Sky Striker, Salamangreat format, there were some people playing Mermail at that time, like Go Second Mermail. People who love this deck will, you know, take it to their grave. And it's just a testament to, if an archetype is designed well, it can be resilient even throughout the decades.
Yeah, shouts out to RJ.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shout outs to Shout1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron Smith, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Phoenix the Immortal, Dan the Man Hoban, Richard Enormous, Draconic, Jordan Coons, Jesse Wood, Valen Jackson, Chris Hood, Little Fadeleaf, Dylan Hunter, Cody Bretz, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Indian Taisho, thanks for the sleeves, Dad, Max, Twinkle Muncher, Matthew Brady, Dalton, Luban, Yodabon. I've tried reading cards before, it was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to get me therapy. Helios515, CMOS Chaos Cooking Draft, Cheeks McLapperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Wonder Waffle, MBT cancelled by all communities soon, cancelled by all committees soon, cancelled by all players soon, Shrugsix, the Crystal Beast Enthusiast, Corvain, and Grey9. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.